Yeah, this internet sucks. Hey, Paul Moisland. Thanks. Paul Moisland, I was just talking about prawns. Do you miss prawns? I haven't had prawns since I was in England. Little fried prawns. Aren't you getting better internet? Nope. Actually, you have? Bastardo. When I lived there, the girl I was there with's mother used to fry up prawns. It was the best. I would shovel them. Cockles and roll mop. Mm. I was thinking about food today. So, Paul, I wrote down all of the animals I've eaten, or a medium list of all of the animals I've eaten. 59 of them I came up with. And while I was thinking about those, I was thinking about food, and I miss English cuisine. I don't know if you could call it cuisine. Uh, I miss English pub food. I miss meat pies. I miss shepherd's pie. I miss the malted vinegar on the table that has probably been recycled 8 or 9 times from bottle to bottle, and is going to be better than any malt vinegar you can buy in a store in America. Um, but I realized I miss deeply those. It's an entire meal in a pie, and I miss that. I went to an Indian here. No keema naans, no onion bahi. Oh man, I love food. Food will be the death of me. Well, cancer will be the death of me. Food will be a close second. Food will get me there quicker. Bashi. Yeah. The ad break ends in 4 seconds. Now the ad break is over. Um. So yeah, the usual internet issues. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah, back for now. You also be making the wife a vindaloo. She loves hot curry. Well, of course she likes spicy things. She's married to you. Speaking of wrestling, I understand a kid I went to in college. This MO season 2 on Netflix. Brit's gone mild. What is MO? I think Missouri. or Missouri if you're from there. Food from the UK I miss the most. Um,
Daddy,
Beef Wellington.
Daddy, can I show him my thing?
Oh yeah, go ahead, baby.
My BOOL.
Jimmy had to get a blood draw. So he is severely wounded, as you can see.
Can you?
You can't see because it's so tiny. And
Dude,
it's a little dot.
Dude, I need a little better.
Jimmy, they can't even. Jimmy, let me move your arm for you. They can't even see it. It's a little dot. See, a little dot. There it is. Little dot.
That's the little dot right there.
That's it. That's all it is. Man, you're fine. Didn't even cry.
Guys, I actually wanted to get another one.
Didn't even cry because he's a tough guy.
Guys, I want to do it again.
They made him bleed his own blood. How dare they? Right? Yeah, her accent rocks socks. I love the Australian accent. Yeah, honestly the best beef Wellington I ever had was there, and I've only had it once since then, and it was not right. Beef Wellington I miss. I don't even know the name of the meat pie that I used to eat at the pub down by St. David's Place in St. Anne's by the Sea. But there was this pub that I don't remember the name of that had this meat pie, and then they had I don't know, it was like a prairie pie, or it was something different, and I ate one every day. Literally every day I ate one. Stealing the poor kid's blood, right? Uncouth step cousin of a corn dog. Yeah. Yeah. So when I was in England, I was staying with extremely wealthy people. So they ate very snooty, and we would go places that were like the average serf couldn't get into. Peasants weren't allowed at the places that we would go to eat. So I was eating things that he's like, oh, this is a, 2-star Michelin chef. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Just give me the lobster thermidor. Got an appointment with the cardiologist. Yeah. I was eating like at places that they're like it looked like a person's house. Posh grub, yeah. We would go to, it would look like a person's house, and you'd walk in and it was like 4 tables, and then it was like the chef, and there was no menu. You just ate what they made you. And it was like in the middle of Skipton. I didn't even know Skipton was a thing, but you'd go to Skipton and this chalet style house, and they would just walk you in someone would take you from your car to the door and sit you at a table, and they just started giving you food, and you'd eat it, and then you'd leave, and that was it. And then at the end, the chef would come out and thank you for stopping by. It was living in England that I realized not everybody eats the same. That there is a it was a you don't talk during eating place, chef. You had to know table manners. You had to know how to they had to teach me English table manners to eat there. I'm not joking. I had to learn to work the outside in on your, everything had its own fork, its own knife, its own spoon. Up north, yeah. We were in I stayed in St. Anne's by Sea. I played in Blackpool. For funsies, we would go to Skipton for history, and to well, I mean, I had to go to um, Strawberry Fields, and I had to go to um, Liverpool. Yeah, like Paul Maitland, they were like 9-figure bank account people. Um, yeah. They had 2 people that lived in the house and they owned 3 cars. They had all the BBC channels, and not only did they have a garden in the front, they had a full garden in the back. That's how much they had. They had 4 televisions. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, you would go in there, and the thing would be said. There'd be like, let me see if I can do my partial photographic recall. There was, I want to say it was on my left. There was an escargot fork, a salad fork, the dinner fork. On the right, there was the steak knife, the butter knife, the cheese knife. We each had our own cheese knife. There was 2 napkins, one for your lap and one for your face. There was a water cup, a teacup, 2 wine glasses, and a champagne flute. And the aperitifs were brought in their own mini glasses. What up, Corwin? Dessert fork and spoon up top. And the plate had a plate on it and a bowl on top of it because it was served in order, and they would just remove layers and outer layers. And they would serve you over your left, so you always had to be mind your left shoulder because it was coming in from the left. So if you were left-handed, you would wait to eat until they put it over your left shoulder. And you didn't talk during the meal. I don't know if you weren't allowed to, but nobody did. There was no bill. I assumed this was in 2003. I assumed it was just arranged beforehand. And the champagne was a 1990 Dom Perignon. It was a 90 Dom. I remember that. Is it 90 or 94? It was 90, I believe. But it was like, it was lobster thermidor. There was a cold soup that I didn't really like. There was a lobster bisque. There was a salad that looked like they literally grabbed these thin little leaves from the ground outside. There was truffle butter for the bread. There was a small pasta dish, but it wasn't like an Italian pasta dish. It had like leaves in it, and they had brown truffles or black truffles, and he would come by with a grater and say, "Would you like truffle?" And then they would go once, twice, 3 times and walk away. Like that, you didn't decide how much you wanted. They told you how much truffle you were having. Why were you staying with rich people? At that time, I was engaged to the daughter of the former CEO of Marine Midland Bank. And he was the CEO of Marine Midland Bank when HSBC Bank bought them out. Corwin. So it's truffles are very rare. Uh, First of all, and second of all, either you love them or you don't. It's like what's the what's the you can either taste it or you can't. Um, it's like what is the spicy? What is the spicy green that some people taste like soap, some people it tastes spicy. What? I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But you're genetically cilantro. Thank you, cilantro. No, but I love edamame. Cilantro. You are your genes will tell you whether you can eat it or not. Apparently, truffle is the same way. You're either predisposed to love it or you're predisposed to believe it tastes like dirt and foot. Cilantro tastes like soap to me. I can't do cilantro. It tastes like soap. So okay, it depends on the type of truffle. I do know the really expensive one. I can't remember if it's black or brown. That one you're genetically predisposed to either love it or not like it, or it's nothing to you. Especially in guac, yeah. I'm chemic. My DNA says cilantro is soap, so I can't have things. I'll eat things with cilantro in it because I'm kind of used to it now. Um, Living in Texas, I got used to eating a lot of cilantro. And I can kind of set aside the taste of the soapiness to get the taste in there, but usually I'll call for things to not have cilantro in it. Sounds like French cuisine. I don't know what it was. I know the guy was a 2-star Michelin chef. Of course, it's Michelin, but over there you call it Michelin. He was a 2-star chef, and I don't know his name. He was old. He was super skinny, which I thought was weird. And he spoke English, like proper English, like high English, not Cockney or anything like that. He was very high British. But it was. I remember being lobster thermidor and going, "What is a lobster thermidor? Why is my lobster cut in half?" And then I was like, "Oh, I get it now. Oh, this is okay. This is a thing." Black is normally the expensive one. Yeah. Majority of the top restaurants are in London. All of them serve French food. Well, England traditionally is a hearty food. French is traditionally a light food. And it's kind of like, living in America and getting Mexican. Um, it's you tend to gravitate towards the things that are not always around. It's like, when you go to when French people come here, they want to eat fast food and then they vomit and say, "I never want to eat that again." But I digress. I love food. They're a meat and two veggie country. Unlike the Irish, uh, who are a meat and potato type country, and the potatoes are usually drank. French food is nothing but upscaled Italian. tell tell that to a Frenchman. See how that goes over. Oh goodness, I would I would love you to say that to a Frenchman's face. That's great. Dem's fighting words. Paul's like, yeah, they're not wrong. Yeah, but don't tell their ego that. I have lived in LA. Well, I don't live in LA, obviously. I live on the outskirts of LA. I'm 45 minutes away from LA. So generally, if you're within 50 miles of LA, you're basically you live in LA. Nobody else would know. So for argument's sake, I've lived in LA for almost 3 years now, and I've only gone to two really fancy places to eat. Um, no, that's a lie. Well, yeah, in LA too. I've been to many in Santa Barbara that are unbelievable. Um, but I love food and it's dangerous because I would go if I want to have a party and go eat, like if it's my birthday and they're like, "Oh, we're going to buy you dinner." It's like, "No, you're not going to buy me dinner." Because if you told me you were going to buy me dinner, my dinner is going to be $400 because I'm going to eat like a god. So Mrs. the Breaker tends to steer me away from those places. Corwin says, "Oh, the Irish in me is all about the meat and potatoes. Corned beef, cabbage, potatoes with the coconut on the side. I love corned beef." Told one if it was not for the Italian princess, they would still be eating with their hands and using shaggy dogs to wipe. Speaking of Irishmen using shaggy dogs to wipe their hands. Good old Irish sheephound. Very good for that. That's great. But yeah, I will go if I'm on vacation. I won't go to the nicest restaurant there. What I will do is I will ask somebody working at a grocery store, or I'll ask the guy in the cab, "Hey, I don't want the best place to eat. I want to know where you eat. Where do you go for dinner when you want a good meal?" Or I'll ask, like, I'll be at like a grocery store, "Hey, if you weren't cooking and you had to go somewhere to take somebody from out of town to eat in your town, where are we going?" And I go to those places. I ask the locals. I don't read a magazine. I don't, you know, see where all the other tourists are. I ask a local, "Hey, I want real food. Show me your food." Paul says, "What's the movie on Netflix where Keanu Reeves turns up at the current boyfriend and he's eating with headphones on and crying?" It's the Asian flick, right? Shoot. I laughed my cojones off at that. What up, Doug? Always be my maybe. Always be my maybe, Paul. I believe that's the film you're talking about. Always be my maybe. Ali Wong, Randall Park, and Keanu. You know what? Doug's here. Doug, I want to give away something of yours just because you're here. Just because why not? We're going to celebrate your affiliate anniversary. That movie reminds me of a conversation with a friend where they went to a fancy restaurant. She said she was still hungry afterwards. Oh, yeah, I've done that. What you described is exactly what happened my first time in California. Landed at John Wayne, and a coworker took us to a local Mexican place. Best Mexican I ever had, drinks and all. My thought was the restaurant failed its prime objective. It's in Costa Mesa. We're not far from Costa Mesa. And honestly, the best Mexican food you can get is at a taco truck or a taco cart on the side of Ventura Avenue. Just saying. Go to the street food, go to the taco trucks, go to the taco stands. That is going to be your best Mexican. I guarantee. Catherine de Medici taught the French to cook and eat. So factually accurate, the Italians taught them how to eat with a fork and telling a French chef that will get you kicked out of a kitchen. All right, Doug's here. I want to dissuade Doug from coming, so every time Doug shows up, I think the next 2 weeks I'm going to give something away. Oh, since we're talking about food, Doug, you told me specifically not to give this away. I have a Sarlacc pit, bowl, and spoon. We're talking about food. Doug shows up. Let's give away some of Doug's stuff. All right. If you want a Sarlacc bowl and spoon, go ahead and type. Let's go with. Oh, just type food. Just the word food in the chat, and I'm going to give this away. Blind Cat is in. Money Mitch is in. Scoobs is in. Chef is in. Paul is in. All right, so we got Blind Cat, Money Mitch, Scuba, Chef, Paul. Ooh, excuse me. Boba lives. Yeah, it would have been better. Is that it? Only 5 people? Blind Cat, Money Mitch, Scoobs, Chef, Paul? I don't see anybody else. Is that it? Who? Doug says, hey, I said food I should be in too? You want to win your own stuff back, Doug? Well, I mean, he's not actually, he didn't know I was going to do this, so I guess it's only fair. How about this? If Doug wins, we're going to give away something else. We'll find something more expensive to give away if he wins. I think there's a nice jacket or a nice bantha scarf over there we can elevate the giveaway to. Blind Cat's like, how about the Tron light bike? Blind Cat, I can't wait till you see what we're going to do with it. Because we have an idea for it, and it's going to roast your marshmallows. All right. 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, whoever's on top after 7 gets the bowl and spoon Sarlacc pit. And if Doug wins, we give away something nicer. All right, survey says Blind Cat. Blind Cat, you, sir, have a bowl and spoon. Congratulations. Rigged. All right. I do. I know your address. I've seen you on Google Maps. I'm watching you. we can share a bowl together. There you go. Just got to bring your own You got to bring your own spoon, Doug. Enjoy my bowl and spoon. I hope you feel a little guilty every time you use it, knowing how sad I am. But if Kate uses it, I'll feel better. Doug. That's great. Oy vey. What else do we have today? So are there any more takers on There Will Be Blood? Before we break poor Prue's heart, is there anyone else that would be interested in grabbing a spot? Otherwise, it may have to go next week. Oh, Doug has acquired quite a few nice things. As a matter of fact, Doug has got such nice things that we might even add additional giveaways because he bought so much stuff. So everybody can thank Uncle Doug when the Super Bowl happens, because I believe there's going to be additional giveaways. That's how much stuff he has scored. So Money Mitch, it's a 5-spot break. 1 spot is sold, so there's 4 spots remaining. Money Mitch, if you committed, that would mean there's only 3 spots remaining. And 3 spots puts us pretty close. I mean, quite frankly, if somebody wanted to buy all 5, they'd just be getting a hella deal on everything. Oh my God, hold on a second. This is actually really funny. I'm going to handle your stuff, Blind Cat, cuz I have to show you this. I didn't realize this. This is actually hilarious. So, who was the one that said Boba lives? Money Mitch, future project. Chef, you'll get a kick out of this. You know, I'm surrounded by razor blades, and here I am doing it the hard way. This is great. So the bowl is your twin sons, and it's got the sarlacc on the bottom, right? It has a removable a boba to fly out of this sarlacc pit. That's actually really funny. That's a good one. Now I know why Doug is a little upset. And yes, she did do that landscape for her baseball, so it's actually coming full circle. I'm not even mad about it. It was in a video game? There was a really good fanfic film. of him escaping, and it was so good that they actually acknowledged it when they made Book of Boba Fett. They, in a lot of interviews, they acknowledged, they said, hey, somebody made a really good fan vid of it, and we didn't want to take exactly what they did, so we did change the idea a little bit. But yes, the intention was that he was going to escape. But the fanfic vid was so good that they actually slightly changed how he got out. But apparently the fanfic was close to the original idea, so they had to change it. Well, folks, I'm going to call last call. So, last call on the evening. We have had a tumultuous stream. Let's see who we can raid out to. We could do Pinion Paint. She's awesome. She paints birds. Yep, Chef looks like it's going to be next week. All right, folks. Let me check the gate. The gate is clear. All right, everybody, listen. We had a lot of fun this week. We sold out of a product. We have, what are you doing, bud? What you doing, dude?
Nothing.
Okay. We sold out of an awesome product. We have stuff coming up. Next week's shaping up to be pretty awesome as well. So, listen. I'm going to tell you what I tell you every day. Never get sold. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of yourselves and each other. We could do it again next week. I need you here or else it doesn't work. So be safe this weekend. If you're going to watch the Royal Rumble, don't drink and drive. Just have fun. And remember, leave the breaking of the tables to the professionals and the Bills Mafia, and then everyone will be safe. Take care, everybody. Good night.